So y'all just got done reading the chapter on voices that influence us, and I'm sure so many of you can relate to just, you get these things in your head, and then you get so neurotic about what should I do, what should I listen to, what am I supposed to do? I'm so confused. This person says that I shouldn't tell my children they're beautiful and wonderful because they'll become vain, and this person says you've got to do it or they'll be hard or something, whatever. And there's so many voices. You have to wear a skirt, and you have to spank all the time for some obedience, or there's just so many voices to listen to. And one of the things that I learned, because I have this fantastic mentor here, is sometimes we just have to push the voices out, and we have to learn how to listen to God's voice. And one of the things that I've had to do recently that's been really helpful is I can't read all these parenting books anymore. Somebody just this past weekend said to me, "What parenting books do you recommend?" And I said, right now I'm not reading any, I'm not recommending any, because I just need to read God's word, and I just need to figure out how to listen to his voice for my family, and then sort of also go with my mother intuition a little bit and not try to suppress that because somebody thinks it's bad. If I want to tell my daughter, "You are so beautiful," then I'm going to tell her that. And so I've had to learn how to push some voices out, listen to God's voice, and trust my own motherly intuition a little bit.
I think that's so important, because the more books you read, the more standards you feel like you have to live up to, the more insecure you'll be. I have several children who I call them exceptional. One is an ADHD, ODD, OCD, oh my goodness child. And I would just notice that when I put my arm around him and scratch his back, he could listen to me, and he was so wonderful. And I kept getting advice from people saying, "You need to spank him more. You need to be harsher." And I feel like sometimes a lot of voices out there are going to really harden children's hearts. I call them people who are raising the future Pharisees of America. And because laws do not motivate, and love motivates, patience, gentleness. I wrote a book once on the principles that Christ used to disciple his disciples. And he gave words of life. He would say, "Peter, you're the rock." And he would be very patient, and he instructed them, he fed them, he served them. And so I started realizing that I didn't need all the formulas. This is a long distance race. I needed to continue to grow. I needed to continue to become better, copy wise older women, because sometimes I found that it's the very young women who haven't failed enough yet who have all the advice. And so I told Sarah May, God will be with you. God will give grace to you. Love your children, grow, apologize when you're wrong. It's a process of living by faith, just like the Christian life is. It's not about rules. It's about living by faith, growing in maturity, loving deeply, and giving grace to the whole process.